We're now moving on to the west for another big terminal in the making. In Calais, the French coastal city at the end of the Channel Tunnel to the UK, a terminal is being erected by CargoBeamer. It is the first that will operate completely on its specific loading technology, and if it's up to the German firm, it's not to last. And on the line with us is Nicolas Albrecht, the Chief Business Development Officer at CargoBeamer. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Can you explain a little bit more about this CargoBeamer technology? What exactly does it mean?
CargoBeamer, so what we as CargoBeamer do, we are a logistics service and technology provider. And we actually, on the one side, we're a train operator, but on the other side, what we have developed is our own set of railcar technology and terminal technology that, if working in conjunction or working together, basically allows any form of currently, non-train using, non-cranable semi-trailers of all sorts, pretty much everything you can imagine. We want to allow all these semi-trailers to be able to take rail or to translate from road to rail in the future. And what the CargoBeamer technology, which is the rail cars and the terminal together, allows you is to have a completely automated, highly efficient, completely digital way to actually translate all these semi-trailers onto rail in a completely horizontal, automated fashion.
Yeah, but you're saying the rail car and the terminal, does that mean that you need a terminal in order to carry this out?
We don't. The way we have designed our rail cars, and having used the experience that we have collected over time, is that we can actually use our rail cars with any third-party conventional crane or reach stacker terminal. And that's what we're currently doing actually since roughly 3 to 4 years. So we're running daily trains between the Dutch-German border, close to Venlo, and northern Italy, where we actually use third-party terminals. So we have a way of taking out non-cranable units using a pallet technology within the wagons or the rail cars, and that's a vertical process. So you could pretty much address any terminal within Europe from one day to the other. If you, however, combine it with a terminal technology like the one we're now building in Calais, which is going to be the first of, you said it before, hopefully many terminals for us, then you have these advantages. You have a fully automated process, a loading and unloading time of 15 minutes in total. So a complete step change in the translation from road to rail.
Yeah, and you're also going to apply this technology in Kaldenkirchen on the German-Dutch border and in Domodossola, if I'm saying it right, in northern Italy. You already operate the service between these two cities. How will this service improve thanks to these terminals?
Yeah, like you said, we're planning to, Calais will be finished shortly. We are planning to then build further terminals in Kaldenkirchen and Domodossola. The difference it makes is, you go from currently something between 2 and 3 hours loading and unloading process time to 15 to 20 minutes. So you obviously drastically or massively increase your turnover time within a terminal. What that basically allows, if you have connections at both endpoints, or even just at one, is to increase the frequency, even double the frequency of the trains that you can run between these endpoints. Now, what that does for the customer, which is the freight forwarder or the hauling company, is that it provides you the possibility to use to have different offerings, right? You have greater flexibility in your offering. You might have a train that currently only leaves in the morning, then in the future will leave in the morning and in the afternoon, and you can even increase that because the terminal can have up to 4 times the frequency or capacity as any regular conventional terminal. And the idea, we always think that we compete with the road. Road is flexible, and road you can leave anytime, and you can adapt to your requirements as a forwarding company. If we get as close to possible as that, similar to passenger train offerings, if we have multiple departures a day, then we are significantly more attractive. We will get a significantly greater share of this massive market that is non-cranable units on the road, and I think we can help sufficiently or help a lot in getting this long talked about transformation in process of putting more onto rail.
We just heard about another technology, Nicolas, and this was an example of a terminal which is considering multiple options. There are quite a lot of players out there. What makes you stand out?
Nicolas is something, Nicolas is a way to put non-cranable units onto regular wagons or rail cars, any twin pocket wagons, for example. It's a good first start. It's basically what we're currently doing between Kaltenkirchen and Domodossola as well. It has a vertical process that at least allows you to address this bigger market. As I said before, we're competing with road. And if you have a terminal procedure that takes 2 to 3 or even more hours, and you can run 4 trains into one terminal any day, you won't get very far in really addressing this massive market and actually getting towards, putting 5 or even 10% of current road traffic onto rail. You have to have a much greater frequency, a much greater turnover time, faster turnover time in the terminals. And for that, you need terminal infrastructure as well. And you have to look at an automated, digitalized process, a parallel process, not one that is sequential, but one that works at the same time. And in CargoBeamer, we shift an entire train off and shift an entire set of cargo onto the train at the same time. And that is just a very different approach. Yeah. I think that is thinking it all a step further,
Yeah. And why Calais? Why have you chosen Calais?
For a number of reasons. I mean, just look at the press the last couple of days just before Christmas when UK borders were closed or transports were closed. Currently with Brexit, I mean, there's massive cargo volumes going through both using the short sea connections between UK and Europe, but also using the Eurotunnel. It's all kinds of industries that transport goods back and forth. Calais is a highly interesting spot. Brexit allows or creates a whole number of opportunities for unaccompanied services or unaccompanied freight transport between these two places. So it's highly attractive. And then the next point is, in developing, constructing a terminal, you always have to have support from the local government, from the regional government, from the players on the ground. And we just found a very strong partner in the Région up in northern France, but also the city of Calais that helped us develop this terminal much quicker than we are able to develop terminals in other places. Yeah.
What are your long-term ambitions?
Well, like I said, I think our long-term ambitions is, we want to rethink the way logistics is currently done in a way. And our vision is to have a sustainable impact and actually provide the technology and the standard to help shift road traffic onto rail. And not just a couple of thousand trailers, but 5 or even 10% or even more. So the ambition is to keep developing and building terminals. We want to have a network of, now we have 3 in plan that we're going to implement, but it will be more. It will be 2, 3, 4 times that amount every year, hopefully, and then going up to more than 30 terminals at one point. When that will be, it's a little hard to say. And at the same time, we of course want to expand our network of relations, of connections, add to our rolling stock. This year we're quadrupling. Hopefully after that we'll continue. So the idea is to provide a network for road transport to be shifted onto rail sustainably in the medium term.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'd like to thank you very much for joining us today and wish you all the best.
Thank you so much.